total. So I personally do not quite like the Grace being picked up. Again, granted, Grace put in a lot of work in the early game, and even, in fact, for Chase as well, because of your slow on your Benediction, and of course, your basic attack Retribution. So we are going to see an Idris and, of course, a Vox being banned out. I'm not surprised if... Oh, they are going to go for that Scarf. So I was saying that, a Castro will be picked up for the side of a Silver Boom once again. But they are going to go for that Scarf, probably placed in the jungle. Again, the side of Silver Boom, they can pick, into a hero. They can pick up into Scarf, a hero that can dive really hard. And since they do not have a CC, I recommend Glaive would be the best to pick up at this point in time.
And you did talk about at the end of that previous match that what did Silver Boom need to do to change, and I'm not sure if Scarf is the right change here. It is a very similar hero to Celeste, both being mages and being those backline heroes, but how do you think they should close off that kind of team comp if they're going to go for something similar?
Well, so honestly, to answer your question, besides having a Grace, besides having a Scarf, maybe have a distraction comp. Have a distraction in front where you can dive in. But then again, we must consider as well a Baptiste on the side of Celsior, and Baptiste shuts down dive so hard, unless, of course, if you're Black Feather. So on the side of Silver Boom, they can still go for that Black Feather. Oh wow, the amount of CC is coming out from the side of Celsior, but then they can still go for the Black Feather. Black Feather will do rather well into the team comp of Silver Boom in this current stage, especially if they have the Spitfire good combination, and once they're low, Scarf can just clean up with that Dragon's Breath. So I'm looking forward to see a Black Feather instead of Castro being picked up. Black Feather at this point in time is really strong. If not, then Weapon Adagio as well. But then again, Weapon Adagio, it will go down to similar to that of the previous match, when they have double range and do not have one single person or one single hero to go in, dive in for the engage, like the side of Celsior had in the previous match with the Black Feather. So they do go for that Weapon Adagio, like said. So I'm not surprised at this pick, but the problem with going for a Weapon Adagio on the side of Silver Boom, the problem with that is that it is similar to the previous draft, and whether or not this Grace can just tank up in the front lines. The only difference for the side of Silver Boom at this point in time is that they do not have a Sky on the side of Celsius, so Grace might have an easier time not eating forward barrages and just being a front line tanking up the damage. What do you think, I request you? Whose side are you on, the side of Celsius or the side of Team Silver Boom? Okay, it may seem that my buddy have somehow crashed at this point in time. So I will just continue on and honestly looking at the draft coming out from both sides. Okay, production, I need an ETA on when you guys are going in game, because feed is not working at all. So I might talk in like 2 minutes into game. So, that is something I do not want happening again. Thank you. Okay. So on the side, the team comp coming out from the side of Silver Boom just looks so much stronger coming into this game, only because of that. Yeah, only because of that Baptiste, only because of that Glaive, who can dive straight in. For the engage, and of course Baptiste can stop any potential engage coming out from the side of Team Silver Boom. Whereas on the side of Silver Boom, they have got a very good poke comp, and they've got a lot of sustain with that Adagio, a lot of early game sustain with that Weapon Adagio, and of course the Grace that can frontline a lot of damage. And as said previously, because Sky is not in, because Sky is not here, then the side of Silver Boom may have an easier chance going into the side of Celsius with their particular comp. But honestly, once again, I still side, and if I can put money on the team, I'll go for the side of Celsius because of how robust their team comp just look, with that Lyra, with the consistent heal, with the sustain on Baptiste, and of course the amount of CCs coming out as well. Anyways, we are right into the Halcyon Fold. And so without further ado, let's hear it from our casters, Asarai and Mini. What do you think about this game?
Thank you, Luxuria. I think it's very likely we're going to see a poison ship on Glaive. When you're up against double hero, that's pretty much necessary. And I do agree. I think the comp from Celsior is slightly better just because of the massive CC. But what do you think, Azurai?
For me, I have to agree with you guys as well. It's just, I don't know. There's not a lot of protection for Silverboom here, aside from maybe just the Holy Nova for the Grace. So it could be quite easy for Celsior to just go dive in, punish, or even, you know, just use the crowd control that they have and then just follow up with insane amount of damage.
Yeah, I do think the crowd control is going to be pretty hard to deal with. But Matsun Shuriken is one of those heroes where you can just kind of stand still, so the Ordained isn't that massive, and actually Adachi managed to pick up that mid-tree.
Oh,
and they want
Tussle, Spirit Fire very low, Pain Sandy cannot. Devil has away using that afterburner. Bad Mojo, good connection, but not enough damage, and there's not a lot of, well, dodging potential here for Celsior, and that's going to be the first blood, second kill as well for Silverboom. So good amount of poke damage, looking to go look for a good start here for Silverboom.
Yeah, Silverboom manages to get the kills and manages to get the back camps as well away from Batiste. I think Spitfire would have wanted to win that fight. When you're up against the Scarf, you generally tend to think that Scarf will have the late game. Scarf generally is one of the strongest late game heroes. When you lose an early game fight to her, you don't feel that great. So very bad in lane.
Oh, he has no mobility. That's an Adagio. Could fly, but it's not. Celsior gets themselves the punish kill, and they're looking for more. Pain Sandy right here to the side. Ordained connecting onto the Grace, and there should be no escape. Grace is not on her side. Oh, the heals. Can he get it? One more connection, and that should be enough. Rasen Shuriken gets actually flanked by Devil. Nice connection with that afterburner. So bad, very bad right here. Spirit Fire saving himself with 1 HP left. A sliver. Bad Mojo just for the BM. And that's going to be, well, a delayed ace. But still, earlier this on, Celsior coming back. And here comes Pain Sandy. Wanting for more, looks for the blood, but not going to get it just yet.
Celsior will be happy with that. They managed to get 3 kills of their own. And Spitfire managed to pick up 2 of the back camps away from Mass and Shuriken, so that's extremely good. I wonder if we're going to see an all-station current first on Scarf. I highly doubt it. Maybe that attack speed was just for a little bit of farm clear, but that'd be very interesting to see on Mass and Shuriken. So again, we're going to see another invade into the jungle.
Wow, this game has been the game of who can just go aggressive into the jungle. Silverboom gonna get caught out. One, the Rasen Shuriken is on that Scarf, but man, no mobility here for Silverboom, and it's really showing as they try to invade. They're not escaping away from Excelsior.
There are 6 kills over to 2 for Celsior, which is extremely good for them. However, you notice the gold lead is nothing. There is no gold because Devil only has 10 CS. Whereas So Bad Very Bad on 23 isn't exactly doing extremely well for a laner at this level. You expect around 30 CS, maybe closer to 40 at this point. But Devil with only 11 now, he hasn't been able to be in lane, or if he has, he hasn't been able to farm effectively against Adagio. He's been forced to just get kills and not get farm. So Silverboom, even though they're behind on kills, aren't really behind at all on gold. So that'll be really good for this Scarf, because the whole composition is basically around this Scarf. It's a double heal comp, try and keep Scarf alive so that Scarf can do all the poke. Looks like it's going to be Eve of Harvest first on Scarf, not All-Setting Current, which makes a lot more sense.
Are they going to go for an engagement here? I think that's going to be a yes. Pain Sandy's going to go with the Retribution. Here comes Devil once more. Nice connection into the Ordain as well. So there's not going to be any escape for So Bad, Very Bad. But Devil on the brink of destruction. Can he get away? Yes, he will. That Spitfire from Rasen Shuriken not going to find its mark for the meantime. An Imperial Sigil just to get themselves sustained back into the lane. And, well, that's going to be 1-0. As Devil really racking up the kills here.
Devil already on 4 kills. We're 9 kills, 5 minutes into it. It's a very extremely aggressive game from both teams. And it looks like Spitfire's going to try and be a bit too greedy. He's going to probably secure this tree. And nope, actually that's picked up by Master Shuriken. Spitfire's going to try and boot away, but a lovely goof. And is that going to be a dead Spitfire? Yes, it is. And it's just both teams. They're just trying to be so aggressive. They're trying to be the one to initiate, trying to steal some jungle, trying to get the kills. But it's not really working. There's a slight gold lead for Silverboom, mainly because Scarf picked up that kill, and Scarf is 7 CS ahead of Spitfire. Sober Very Bad is about 10 ahead of Glaive. So it's definitely good for Silverboom, but they are behind on kills, which is an interesting position to be in, where you're ahead on gold but behind on kills, especially about 5 minutes in.
Can I ask, do you know what's the, like, in terms of kills, how one kill is equivalent to how many?
One kill is 200 gold when you get first kill, but if you start getting more and more kills on one hero, the gold actually decreases over time. So your first death is worth, the first blood is worth an extra 100, so that's worth 300 gold. Every kill after that is starts off at 200, and if you're on a kill streak, the gold goes up to a maximum of 600, and if you're on a death streak, your gold goes down.
Okay, we'll just finish this conversation, as it looks like Celsior is not going to let any room to breathe with, and they find the Adagio. They're really capitalizing in this composition of theirs that provides so much crowd control. They're not using it defensively, they're not using it in fights, or they're not using it in clashes though, but they are using it for the pickoffs, and it's working so well for them. And nice catch off. Holy Nova is countered out from Pain Sandy, and Rasen Shuriken, here he goes, the ultimate. He's breathing fire into the lungs of Celsior. He gets caught out just by a smidgen. Spitfire, though, survives with a fadeaway bad mojo as well to boot. Highest is here, but no, Silverboom will not be able to capitalize. Even Spitfire, actually, Spitfire, yeah, remains alive.
It does, although the turret may take quite a bit of damage from Seven Very Bad, because everyone had to port home, but now he's just going to run away, make sure he gets some items. And that was showing the sustain from Master Shuriken. With an Eve of Harvest first item to sustain, and with the double heal, it's just so hard to kill this little dragon. Now Pain Sandy's up to level 6. The Divine Intervention, once Rasen Shuriken gets a little bit low, and then Adagio with the heals, Fountain as well. It's just so hard for them to kill Rasen Shuriken, so they decided to just go for someone else instead. Just get the kill onto whoever they could, and then once one of the healers are down, you have less sustain for your Scarf, and then you can possibly pick up the kill. It was a great Fearsome Shade from Batiste to secure that kill, and I expect to see the Fearsome Shade either used like that again extremely well to pick up the kill, or to get Scarf out by Dragon's Breath, because if you fear Scarf, you can't use Dragon's Breath, it will be cancelled. And Celsior look like they want to push a little bit forwards, if I can get some nice bad mojo poke.
Yeah.
Again, both teams want to get a good engage. I think Glaive,
The rhythm here for Celsior has always been for like Devil to start off with the afterburn and then just be followed up by an Ordain, which kind of makes it difficult for Silverboom, because they really have no chance of stopping Devil unless maybe he gets caught off by a Holy Nova, preemptive Holy Nova, but it hasn't happened in these fights. So, well, Celsior, like I said, they have the rhythm, and unless Silverboom can disrupt that, they might need to really look for this Scarf for the poke damage, but it hasn't really shown just yet.
Yeah, Scarf still level 8 now, and going to get a Broken Myth pretty soon, I think. Yes, when Scarf shops, should be able to pick that one up. And so it's really important that they let Scarf poke and they don't let Batiste engage when he wants to. Because if Batiste engage when he's empowered, you're going to take a lot of damage. Whereas if you engage on Batiste when he needs to pick up soul fragments, just like now, you're going to
go like this. They're going for it aggressive onto Pain Sandy, though. This might not be the most optimal target. The Fearsome Shade actually pushes them back into the embracing arms of their turrets. So Celsior, they did what they had to do, but they couldn't, so they back off. Silverboom, though, they're still looking very deadly here as Rasen Shuriken into the sidelines, putting out the Spitfires. Where's the goop? He's going for it. Pain Sandy wants it. Another Ordained to put him in his place for the meantime, pushing away the members of Silverboom with the bad mojo. They're going aggressive. Devil trying to look for an opening here, but without his gap closing skill, he can only waddle in front of his opponents, and that's not good. So right now it's kind of a little. That's never good. But here he goes once again. Pain Sandy gets obliterated, but Goop actually connecting onto Highest with the Spitfire, so they gotta back away just for the meantime. But looky here, that's gonna be the ultimate from Raz and Shuriken. Are they really gonna eat all of that ultimate? They're comfortable with it. They actually get the one. Can they go for the third as well? That's gonna be an ace for Celsior. They did lose Highest, but still, if they can capitalize the turret, that's gonna be a lot of advantage for Celsior.
Yep, Celsior are going to be more than happy with that. They waited for Scarf as the last hero to kill, because when you're up against a double heal composition like this, you cannot just try and focus down the Scarf. You can't focus the hero they're trying to heal, because it just won't happen. It will take too long, and Scarf will sustain for too long. Dajo wants to steal it. He's just going to get the kill, actually. And
oh no.
Poor position.
It was a poor position, and look at that. He just got pushed into the embracing arms of Spiritfire. What can you do when you get tossed around by the Fearsome Shade, by the Afterburn? Highest is here. Raz and Shuriken will go for the face check, or actually for the breast check. There is the flare, but that's not going to be fair. So there we go. 13-4, man.
Wow, 13 kills already from Celsior. They're really trying to take this game as quickly as they can. There's not a massive gold lead, but there's Glaive in the top bush. He's not known about Raz and Shuriken's in a horrible position. There's the offer.
Spitfire is not here just yet, but they don't even need him. Look at it coming out from the Glaive and the Lyra alone, even putting to a very, very low HP this Raz and Shuriken Scarf. Celsior looking for the backstab, or they're just gonna go clear out this Crystal Sentry. Will Silver Boom actually go for the backstab here just for the meantime? There's gonna be a Silver Bulwark into the Fearsome Shade. They get the Crystal Sentry, so they're just gonna be backing off. Mission accomplished, and still, they have all of the control in this game.
Yeah, definitely. They can just take whatever they want at the moment. That's how they want to fight again. Raz and Shuriken's going to try and take it mid. They could afterburn. There's no sentry, but he's just going to walk away, not taking away the Triumph. So I think, as I said, what you need to do when you're up against a double heal comp is take out one of the healers first. Then you focus the other one, then you focus the Scarf last when Scarf is left alone by herself. Because Raz and Shuriken obviously has not built any defense. He's going for the, I can out-damage you and then get healed by my teammates. And that is my defense, essentially.
Yeah.
It could work, and it will work quite well once Scarf gets maybe another item. I think once she gets the Frostburn, then we're really going to start seeing the Dragon's Breath start just deleting one of the, at least all three of them at once. Because Celsior like to stand all together pretty close. So they like to stand next to each other, which really helps Scarf when she's using Channeling Dragon's Breath, and Spire can go on to many people.
The thing is, he's been using that Dragon's Breath for only the end of the fight when he's the left standing, so it's not really the most optimal of ultimate usage. But like you said, there's gonna be the Glaive to actually have bought up the Poison Shiv, so Mortal Wound 4 days.
Yeah, you want to use your Dragon's Breath at the end of the fight, because that's when you have the most broken myth stacks and it will do the most damage. But as you said, you don't want to use it when all your teammates are dead. If all your friends are dead, I guess there is point using it, because you could pick up some kills. Master Shuriken trying to port home. Will he be okay?
1v1 situation. He'll be fine indeed. Wait. Silver Boom. They're looking for it. This is going to be a frontline Adagio. Look at that. He's just charging into the fight. Fearless against Celsior. But is that the correct answer here, as Devil and Highest are actually just to the sides. They're waiting for the flank maneuvers. Raz and Shuriken is in a bad spot. Where's the passage? Oh! My clank actually crashed, my bad.
Doesn't need the passage. Just going to go over the wall with the auto, and Pain Sandy going to try and run away. That's not quite enough to play. Cut the kill, and he will fall to the Adagio actually. Pain Sandy baiting Spitfire under turret. Use the Echo on that Divine Suspension. So bad, very bad. Was already full health. That here wasn't really necessary. Can he get the kill onto Lyra? Highest is so low, but one of basic attacks from Adagio would have done it. But he's not quite
fire. Alright, I'm back. It's gonna be the Ordained. Oh, he's trying for it. There's the fade away. Bad Mojo once again. Highest was right there just for the safety of the heals, and looky here, Silver Boom got the 1-for-1.
Yeah, they did. It was a good trade. So bad, very bad, doing the majority of that damage on his weapon Adagio. Even though he could chase down the Lyra, basically force her to run away, and Rasen Shuriken didn't quite die to the Batiste, and then when Glaive came through the wall, it was good disengage from Silverboom. That's what they need to do, and it's going to be hard. Scarf needs to, I think she needs to either build a little bit of defense or wait until she has more damage before taking these team fights, because it's so hard to execute what Scarf needs to do only having 2 damage items. And like Devil can get on top of you, can pretty much kill you, and if Spitfire's there as well, you're going to die to the bad mojo from Batiste. So it's really hard for Scarf to execute the win condition until she gets that 3rd item, when she'll really start to ramp up the damage.
Spitfire was looking for a backstab, but gets spotted out by the flare. Heist is actually going to go in aggressive. Pain Sandy catches him off, although there is a good positioning with that bulwark just for the zoning out, and they're going to go for the chase. Spitfire, there you go, is trying to go with maybe some bad mojos just for the poke. My goodness, I keep calling his name Spiritfire for some reason. Actually, Spitfire.
Spiritfire.
Yeah.
It's the name of Scarf's A, of course, Spitfire. And they're going to just gank. I reckon that if they just stay there, if Celsior are patient, they will get the gank onto Scarf. He's going to go for the mid, and they will get it, but they have to be really patient at this point.
Patience is a virtue.
And they can do it. They might go for 7 away, but they're going to try. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
Oh, he's got booted.
Oh no. Again, my client. I'm so sorry.
Daja is going to go very low. The mortal wound stopping that hero down to 400. And the sentry is there, doing a lot of damage. Holy Nova going to land onto 1. Ice is going to use the water to try and chase someone very bad. Is going to do a lot of damage from the back line. And Glaive will be the first to fall. Here's the ultimate. Dragon's Breath on Scarf will pick up 1 kill. Spitfire is very healthy. He could try and do the 1v3 plays. Now it's 1v4. There's a sentry. Is he going to try it? It's very risky. So bad, very bad. Is going to chase him down. There's the kill. There's the ace for Silver Boom. And they're going to take this Kraken and probably just 1 turret. And then Daja's going to come down and help with Scarf securing this Kraken. That was a
awesome.
good fight from Silver Boom, but slightly poor from Celsior, really, because they dived under sentry. They let themselves get rooted by the Treant. They let Batiste get rooted by the Treant, so he couldn't help Glaive. And then they just fought right into Silver Boom's hands.
And now they're going to be able to get themselves an uncontested Kraken. So Silver Boom would really want to push into this one because, as you can see, there's the tier 2 and tier 3 still up for turrets. So that's a lot of objectives that they can take. Although Celsior, have they actually passed their prime? They still have a gold lead, but it's not really showing anymore, as Rasen Shuriken with the Scarf is starting to ramp up in terms of the damage. With Broken Myth, like you said, if you can keep the stacks up, then go for the Dragon's Breath, it's really going to be detrimental here for Celsior. Now,
it's very likely Silver Boom are going to just push 2 turrets and back off. That's generally what you see with the Kraken at this point. They want to get that anchor turret. They don't want to go too deep. Scarf has fantastic turret takedown with the goop, as long as you get the goop on the turret. And they're actually, it looks like they're not going to get this second turret. No, Silver Boom won't be too happy with that. That's not a favourable gold lead for them. They gave 500 over per member for the Kraken. Only took 300 away for the first turret and didn't get that choke point turret, which is probably the most important turret in the game to take, because at this point, Silver Boom, as long as they take down Sentry, they can fight in Celsior's jungle. But with that choke point turret up, Celsior can just back off to it, and you can't chase too deep. So Silver Boom, they couldn't really push as well as they wanted to, because all they needed was a portal from Lyra, after from Glaive, ordained from Samuel, and ordained from Batiste, sorry. And they can't really get anywhere near the turrets they're trying to push. They basically had to let the Kraken do all the work by herself.
And now we are in a little bit of a stalemate. We did see Silver Boom look for a lot of damage, or rather put out a lot of damage in these previous fights. So what's going to be the answer here for Celsior? Is it really Devil going aggressive with the Afterburn and then Spitfire to follow up with the Ordained Fearsome Shade? Or is it going to be some new approach that they haven't done in this game?
It could just be Highest with the Arcane Passage and then Bright Bulwark to keep whoever they want in place. And once they've done that, they can just burst them down and then wait for them to try and run away. Then you use your Afterburn from Glaive, Ordained from Batiste. But I highly doubt they'll do much different, considering how good a combination that is, because you put someone in a bad position, keep them there with the Ordained, and if they run away, you can use your Arcane Passage to chase them. So it's going to be all about keeping the right range, so Scarf can do damage, but also that Glaive cannot just freely Afterburn her in.
There is a flare here for Pain Sandy, so they can go a little bit aggressive into jungle and spot out Celsior as they try to maybe go for the wraparound. The Silver Boom are doing the same. Kraken is now just spawning. So this is a pretty damn good objective to actually, contest for both of these teams.
Both teams going to do the dance around the Kraken. There's some good vision from Pain Sandy. It looks like they do want to go in. Devil is just trying to hide, and Pain Sandy doing really well being the front line, face checking the bushes that need to be face checked. And are they gonna bait Kraken or take it? I reckon they're just gonna bait it. There is vision for Celsior on that Kraken, so they know if it's being taken. Silver Boom could just try and push this wave. They're in a good position to do it. I think Celsior are waiting for them, and Silver Boom, are they going to try and get this turret, or are they just going to be dancing around, just waiting?
Highest actually got the max range shot on that Spitfire. He actually ate it. But Spitfire, the one on the Batiste is throwing out bad mojos. There it is, the initiation to boot. There's going to be the arcane pass, or the passage to be able to get away from that one. Oh, the ultimate Dragon's Breath. Will it actually connect? He was so low, so Resonant Shuriken did not get the most out of that one. It's going to be a 2-for-1 trade. And he was actually left alone. No Pain Sandy, no So Bad, Very Bad to actually keep him alive. And that's going to be 2 members down, 30 seconds on each timer. But I don't think a Batiste and a Lyra can get a Kraken by themselves, so maybe not. Okay, so it looks like Celsior will be pushing. Okay.
Yeah, Batiste can solo the Kraken. It just takes quite a while for him to do so. And they want to get the kill. They want to get the ace, which would guarantee a turret and a Kraken. So that's why they're pushing this. They're probably going to get turret regardless. Batiste is also really slow at taking turrets. In fact, he's even slower at taking turrets than Kraken because he cannot get soul fragments from hitting the turret because turrets don't have souls. And they're going to get this one turret. I think they could have gone for the Kraken. I think they might have got 2 turrets if they were Kraken, but they would have also given away gold. So it kind of makes sense for them just to get that one and back off.
I think
the Fearsome Shade from Batiste was used extremely well in that last team fight. It did fear Pain Sandy out of the Divine Intervention, so the heal was being cast onto Rasant Shuriken. But before it actually happened, Batiste used the fear, which stopped it being used. Also meant that Echo wasn't used in that fight either. So it was really a real trouble for Rasant Shuriken. He had to use just the Evil Harvest and the Fountain to keep himself alive against Glaive. It did work. He did pick up the kill on Glaive, but also traded his own life, which would have not. It wouldn't have. He would have gone anywhere near dying if that Divine Intervention had been casted. So, well done on the Spitfire. This hero on the Batiste did extremely well there.
So now it's the Kraken dance. There's a lot of vision for both of these teams. Spitfire wants to go. Look at that. Rasant Shuriken was actually the one who ate the first bad mojo. He's in a very bad spot, but Devil won't be able to go Afterburner from that far of a range. There's going to be aggression here already coming out from Celsior, and they want in. There's going to be the usage onto the Fearsome Shade. Look at that split onto Silver Boom, and they find the target that they want. It's going to be So Bad, Very Bad. Rasant Shuriken also in a pretty tight spot here, but the goop damage from onto Spitfire as well as Highest going to make them think twice, but hold that thought. Devil, he did it on the Blackfire. He's doing it again on the Glaive, sticking onto the most important targets. And this should be an ace. Pain Sandy goes for the wraparound, goes for the double back, but he cannot survive, and that's going to be an ace. Kraken could be a good target here, but it looks like Celsior.
They're going to push for the win.
They're going to push for the win.
Crystal Sentry, so they're not aiming to do any more team fights. They just want to push the turrets. Ooh, Dark is up in 17 seconds. This is extremely risky. I think they'll have a lot of damage. They're going to obviously split the turret. Sentry is going to walk towards them. He's very angry with you. And nobody's going to run away. Is he going to fight them? I think he will.
He's doubting himself. Can he do it? Oh, that vein is exposed, and it will be popped. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Celsior winning this 2-0.
Batiste using that fearsome shade, go back in base, Adagio. You're not going to fight me. You're going to be feared away. Adagio used his reflex block onto the on the Atlas so that he could do the damage, and then Batiste just feared him right back into the base. So good decision from Celsior. We all thought they should take Kraken, but they looked at the death timers and went, no, we don't need Kraken. We can just finish this with all the damage we have on Glaive and on Batiste. So GG to them. It was well played. I think the team fight was not the best from Silverboom. They used the heal on So Bad Very Bad, the Divine Intervention, and they also didn't use the Echo. Pain Sandy forgot, or I think he actually used another ability before he could echo the Divine Intervention, which means there was only one heal from Grace, not two, which I think was the main reason why that fight got turned around in Celsior's favour. Because Grace without an echo is about like the same as Lyra. In fact, probably slightly worse in terms of team fight heal. But to talk more about that game, we've got our analysts. I requested you and Luxurious, so I'm going to pass it over to them.